Hi, my name is Brian Woolsey and welcome back to my Friday update live from my office here in downtown Minneapolis. It's the weekend before the 4th of July and today I wanted to talk about a transaction called a blend and extend. These have become kind of popular more out of necessity on the part of some of my clients and very valuable because they provide the ability to create economic savings in the short term regardless of when your lease is expiring. Let me give you an example. A client of mine called me earlier this week and it was somebody that had been working with the landlord to answer a bunch of questions about why they should reduce their rent. They've been going through some tough times and cash flow issues and wanted to seek a rent reduction. Well, after many months of preparing paperwork and financial statements, the landlord still hadn't provided any kind of rent concession. So we talked about the ability to add additional term to their existing lease, which is currently 3 years out, in exchange for some concessions this year, which would be something like 5 to 6 months of free rent. So we eventually wrote up a request for proposal to the landlord requesting a rent reduction and additional free rent in exchange for additional term. The landlord was surprisingly receptive to it, and it really kind of depends on the success of these blends and extends kind of depends on the profile of the landlord, but in this case the landlord was very open to it. They've enjoyed a long-term relationship with my client and they've paid good rent for as long as they've been there. So in this case I think that it's going to work out, but it's another thing to think about in this marketplace, whether or not you're in need of financial concessions today or not. It's always a good thing to ask for moving those concessions or your renewal conversation up to today. So that's all I got. Have a happy 4th of July and we'll see you on the flip side.